Alright, Shalom. It's the brother Shaquat Gabar from the Great Millstone, South Carolina camp, coming at you once again with another lesson. And before I get into my lesson, I want to start off giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Yakar Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone that rule well, and salutation to the fellow laborers that's out there pushing his word day in and day out in all truth and sincerity. So basically, coming once again with another lesson, and this message is to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites according to the Bible, and the Israelites, foreigners that scattered amongst the heathen nation that may look like a heathen, but if your bloodline go back to Negro, Latino, and Native American descent, you are considered an Israelite through the seed of thy father. So basically, I'm just getting to a quick lesson about, the agenda of the so-called New World Order, mainly spearheaded by these so-called white people, which are the biblical Edomites, the Illuminati, the secret councils, the ones of the higher-ups that control this world, especially America. And they have an agenda that I'm going to go in today, going into the agenda of killing off or depopulating or genociding the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the true Israelites. Because the Lord has set up Esau, Edom, these so-called white people, in the Bible, is our enemy. That's why they have so much hatred and so much contention between the so-called whites, blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Because it all is recorded to the scriptures, So basically, I'm going to go into one of their agendas known as the Cain Alfred Plan, or Rex 84, and read what it is, read and explain why they put this agenda on the books and go into the scriptures, proving that the so-called white man is the devil, and all the laws that he pushed is against Yahweh Ba'ashem Awashai and their unrighteousness. So I'm going to go ahead and go on the internet this is Wikipedia, and I typed in Cain Alfred Plan, and this what it broke down, or this what it showed. The Cain Alfred Plan was a fictional CIA lead scheme supporting international effect to eliminate black or African descent. And they say it's fictional. They saying it's a scam from the CIA, but all actuality is a real agenda, because that's their plan. They murder us off the earth, man. They eliminate so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, once again, the Israelites, off this earth, because they are the wicked, and we represent the righteous. And Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, who the world calls God and Christ, Yahweh being the Heavenly Father, and Yahushua being who the world calls Christ. They're only dealing with the Israelites. And Esau, due to the scriptures, the Lord reject these Edomites and all the rest of these heathens, because the Lord is only dealing with Israel once again. So we already know through the Spirit that they got a agenda, a plan to come against the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. But here they're saying that it's fictional, it's a scheme from the CIA, but they put those in it because now their links or of the New World Order is being exposed, is leaking out by whistleblowers, different real resources that that's not going to be found in the media that the U.S. pushes through Fox News, CNN, NBSC, these different false news stations that push the propaganda or lies, But it's real, man. And it said specifically it defined how to deal with the threat of a black uprising in the United States by cordoning off black people into concentration camps in the event of a major racial incident, kind of, you know, meaning, you know, just in case an uproar of the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans come up against the government and a race war break loose, you know. And we already know that what's going to take place, man. The Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to raise up the nation of Israel. We're not going to be on the bottom forever. You know, you got some of our people, the wicked ones of our people that trust in this place, that trust in Esau. But when the time comes, when all hell breaks loose, and there's no food, the money crashes, you know, the system crash, the collapse, you know, then you're going to have an uprise of the people. And they know that majority of the people here in America is so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you know, that's on the bottom, struggling day in and day out, man. You know, those that's the so-called minority, you know, not the ones of our people that's, you know, super rich, you know, living off this world in riches, you know. But the time going to come, they're going to stand up too, man, you know, because they're going to lose their possessions. So they brought the Cain Afro plan just in case of an uprising of the so-called blacks here in America, you know. That's why now you're seeing they're laboring us, the men of the Lord, the ones that's out there pushing his word, you know, the so-called black Hebrew Israelites, what they call us. Well, we don't go by the word black, we go by Hebrew Israelite. The black don't determine your nationality. All white, they're just those cold words or bywords that Esau Edom put on the nation so they can forget their biblical nationality. But the men of the Lord is coming back into power, man. The Lord is raising up his prophets. And that's a major concern for these so-called white people, for the American government, for these elites. You know, so that's why they got it already on the books to come up against so-called blacks, you know. Any type of radical group that a so-called black man, black people are leading, you know. But this is the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you know, not of our own will. Because the Lord is going to justify us, man, you know, and revenge our enemies for all the wickedness that they've done against the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the wickedness that this country pushed. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into the scripture. And this is Psalms chapter 83, verse 1. Keep not thou silence, O power. Hold not thou peace, and be not still, O power. And that's what Yahweh Shem Yahushua is doing with the prophecies. You know, and part of the prophecies, or the prophecy, is to bring judgment upon the heathens, mainly you Edomites, and upon this wicked kingdom, America, which is the captivity and the downfall of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the Israelites. So the Lord is not keeping silent. And he's proving that through his men, his prophets, bringing the word out, the true word. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsels against thy people, and consult against thy hidden ones. And what's that crafty counsel? Part of it, the King Alpha plan, known as the Rex 84, you know, Agenda 21, the summits that they having, you know, the Blendenberg meetings, you know, however you say it, and other agendas that the so-called white man push, you know, against the so-called blacks, the Latinos, and Native Americans. Planninghood, you know, to take the man out of the household and put the woman in position to rule over the house, you know, all these unrighteous decrees, these laws that they set up mainly against you so-called Negroes here in America and the Latinos and Native American tribes. Now look at Issachar, which are the so-called Mexicans. They got a law now saying that they're immigrants, and they don't have, if they don't have U.S. citizenship to be over here, now you got ICE, you know, which simply is martial law, raiding these so-called illegal immigrants, which are the tribe of Issachar and most of the northern kingdoms that's over here in America, so-called illegal, is now being rounded up and deported out of America, you know. What they doing against the Native Americans, having them on reservations, you know, steady gunning them down, you know, because a report came out that you got Native Americans that's getting gunned down by the police more than so-called blacks. But they're not going to put that out there, man. Continue on, and it says, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be not more in remembrance. So that's what the so-called white man done, man. Cut us off by being a nation, taking the lands from the Native Americans, from the Latino tribes over here in the Western Hemisphere, bringing the so-called blacks over here into cargo slave ships and having us in slavery as a whole, having the kingdom of Israel in captivity under them, slaughtering us, murdering us. On top of that, stole and robbed our identity, calling themselves the real Jews or the Israelites, known as the Israelis, taking our land, claiming the Bible as theirs and blaspheming the images of the Lord, the words of the Bible, twisting the false doctrines that they push that's not of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, of these scriptures. So they cut us off by being a nation and gave us bywords or proverbs or false identities known as blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's what we say so-called. But those are the names that our oppressors gave unto us, not the true names that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua gave to us as Israelites, from whatever respected tribe that we are from. So that's how they cut us off from being a nation. Put their laws into effect that's against us. Push their pagan custom holidays amongst our people so they can worship them blindly, or ignorant or not, pushing their agenda to keep us not to come back to our power. But Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is raising up that standard, man. He's raising up the true men of the Lord that's going to start off with the elect, the 144,000, and the 1/3 that Yahushua is going to redeem unto himself, to give them the truth, and that's going to protect us from our enemies, from the lies of the so-called white man that he woken us up from, and set everything back in order in righteousness. Continue on, verse 5, Psalms chapter 83, verse 5. For they have consult together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, which are the so-called white people, the first nation that the scriptures name in Psalms chapter 83, man. The tabernacle, meaning the house or the nation of Edom, which are you so-called white people. Because you are our main enemy, right along with the rest of these heathens. Because all y'all came together as one consent, as the scriptures say, to come up against the Lord's chosen people. Because the Lord is not dealing with all nations. He's reject you heathens and only dealing with the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. So that's why they hate us, man. Starting off with the so-called white people, the Edomites. And it says, the tabernacle of Edom and the Ishmaelites, which consider you Arabs, and of Moab, which Moab considered the Chinese, the Hagarenes considered the Hamites, which are Africans, because the so-called blacks here in America, the so-called Negro or the so-called African American, we are not the same as the Africans, the original Africans, which are the Hamites. And that word Africa, that term Africa, was created by a so-called white man named Louis Scipianos Africanus, Continue on. Gabal, Ammon, which are the Japanese, Amalek are the so-called Jews today. Them fake Jews, one of the tribes of Esau, Edom. And it says, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre, and the Philistines make up the original Philistines that once ruled in that land, are the Africans, also one of the sons of Ham. And go back to Mizraim, the original Egyptians, Put, which over there in Libya, the Canaanites, which down there in South Africa today, and it said Tyre, which are other Hamites as well that dwell in that land. But now, who's in that land? The Arabs that took over that land through years, of conquering those lands. and through Alexandria, the Greek, which are the so-called white men, pushing them out that land. So now you got the Arabs over there in that land. Ashur, which are the Assyrians, also joined with them, and they have hope in the children of Lot. Who are the children of Lot? Moab and Ammon, if you do the history, going back to Genesis. The Chinese and the Japanese. So basically, the point I want to bring up, that all these heathen nations came together, starting off, the main enemy, Esau, Edom, come together to come up against the nation of Israel. That's why they have the Blumenberg meetings, they G20 meetings, and different other secret councils to come together to see what agenda they can push to keep us from not coming into our truest state. That's why they push these false agendas to keep us blind, man. But that's not going to work against the elect of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, the ones that's going to have the faith and have the hope and the protection from Yahweh Shem Yahushua. This is the book of Psalms, Salaki, the book of Isaiah, chapter 10, verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decree, and that right grievous which they have prescribed. And their unrighteous decrees, talking about their laws, man. But their laws, mainly their laws, this court system is set up against you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's why you got majority of the prison system is full of who? The Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Mainly the so-called blacks. Because this America is set up against us, man. This system don't do any type of justice for us, man. For the majority of us, man. Because their whole agenda is to lock us up, man. They keep us as animals, man. That's locked up in the zoo, man. And you don't get me wrong, you got a lot of these jakes, that deserve to go to jail for their wickedness, But to an extent, man, Esau played both sides, man. He set up the guns in the communities, the drugs, the different ways to push wicked ways of life that he pushed amongst our people, and he caused them to go off, even though it's the Lord that making it, controls everything, but still, it's Esau is the wicked that pushing the wickedness to have our people to follow his way. He's not pushing righteousness. He's not pushing the law, statutes, commandments. He pushed against it by bringing out these false laws, man, these wicked laws like homosexuality, pedophilia, transgender. All these are unrighteous decrees. And he write them grievously, man. Because they lead to death, man. They lead to poverty. Like I say, man, look at the prison house, man. A lot of these jakes are in jail for so-called murdering another man for sleeping with his wife, which according to the scripture, if a man have a wife and his wife leave off to sleep with another man while they're together, the scriptures call that adultery. So when you have a man put another man to death and that woman to death, for committing adultery, that's righteous according to the Bible, But in this man's system, he do that so he can lock the so-called, that person up, man. All these agendas that Esau pushed, man, taxing, usury, interest, unrighteous decrees. And the Lord say, woe to him. And it says, to turn aside the needy from judgment, to take away the right from the poor of my people. And that's what he's doing, man. All these laws are set up to keep us down, man. And it says that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. The widows represent a woman who had a husband, but the husband died, and now they're a widow, And that's what Esau has set up, man. Like going back to parent planninghood, man. Going back to taking a man out of the house, the Negro man, out of the house, effeminate him, causing them, to go out in the streets due to poverty, these jobs, laws set up for us to not get certain jobs, man. So you got the Negro man, majority of them relate to only what, what they've been known to do, man. What this world pushes, man. Drugs, robbing, stealing, scamming, fraud, And they'll get locked up for that, man. They get put in the jail system. And you have these women, you know, of our women that's left there to defend or raise up the household, man. You know, you give these our women's rights to be ruling over the men. You know, and Isaiah chapter 4 say, you know, women have surpass a man, and the children rule over them. Going into another unrighteous decree on child support, man, taking a man out of the house, and now the man got to pay money to the woman and the children for child support, even if the child might be not even his, man. You know, alimony for divorce. You know, first marrying, you know, in this system is wicked, is against the scriptures. Because true marrying is when a man, you know, get together with a woman and pop her, meaning have sex with her. That will consider being his wife, not kneeling down and putting a ring on it. You know, going to the state, you know, and doing contracts on paper. You know, because now that's between that man and wife's relationship and between the state and them. You know, with the whole concept of your real relationship, a man and a woman supposed to be between them and the Most High. You know, so when a woman decides to divorce a man, well, the scripture says a man supposed to divorce the woman, not the woman divorce a man. And the Lord say that the scripture says if a man divorce a woman, she's supposed to leave with nothing. But in this society, you know, the woman can lead the man and take half of his money, you know, alimony, putting him on child support, you know, and all that is unrighteous decree. And the Lord said that they may rob the fatherless, and all that leading to a broken home, man. You know, the children being corrupt without order. Because this society is geared up against the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Here the Lord brought us over here, you know, to be punished through slavery. But once slavery was so-called had an end, Esau had another agenda, is to make us contract slaves, man. You know, set us up in this so-called justice system, which is not justice at all for us, but basically against us, man. The Father pushing oppression on us. This is Isaiah chapter 42, verse 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses. They are for a prey, and none deliver, for a spoil, and none say restore. And that's these heathen nations, man. You know, which, you know, that spoil us. That's not going to restore us, but look at us as a prey. The Lord said we are people robbed and spoiled, man. You know, they took everything from us, man. Like I said earlier, our nationality, the lands that we dwelled at, you know, took us in captivity, you know. And the Lord said he snared us in holes, represent these false doctrines, these churches that he set up, you know. The prisons represent these, the prison system, you know, these so-called schools, you know, that's not beneficial to us, man, but teaching their curriculum or this way of the world, man. How people should set their mind frame toward America, you know. This is Psalms chapter 73, verse 3. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked conquer. Esau is the wicked, man. And all the wickedness, the rob, murder, the lies, the deceivingness that Esau have done, through all that, he's still on top, man. And he got his fame, got his riches by the way of deceit, robbery, death, slaughtering, you know, all us and other nations by the way of the sword. Because that's the blessing that the Lord gave to Esau. His sword, man, his military might, you know, his lies, you know, manipulating, not manipulating, but basically deceiving, you know, the people, man. So through all that, he got all the riches, man, but through wickedness, you know. And it says, for there are no bands in their depth, but their strength is firm conquer. Every time you look, man, who you seeing, you know, every time you look, who been on the news uh, seeing being put to death or dying the most? You know, the nation of Israel, Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. Every time you turn around to Jake, blacks killing blacks. Because that's what they push. And you will look at these so-called white people and it seems like they're in good health. It seems like that nothing can stop them, man. That they invincible. But the Lord is bringing that judgment upon them, man. Because now they catching all these diseases. Being turned into the minority. Depopulating in poverty. Losing their houses, their home, because Yahweh Shemel Shah is in the time of bringing judgment on Esau, Edom, and on these heathens for all the wickedness they done throughout the years. And it says, for there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. They're not plagued, mainly, they're not plagued like the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. We the only nation catching the most hell, man. Even these other heathens, they catch hell, not like the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, Because they're not in captivity like us under Esau. Even though Esau controlled all nations through his system and him being on top. But who's the main ones that he oppressed the most? The so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. Therefore, pride could pass them about as a chain, and violence covered them as a garment. That's what this man knew. He's prideful. And through his pride, he's steady bringing violence, man. Killing off the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. In the near future, through the prophecy, man, when all hell breaks loose, the scripture says that the devil is going to come down with that great wrath, because he know that he have a short time left. And he know his time is up, because he's seeing the prophets out there bringing his judgment, speaking his judgment through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. So that's why he's going to step forward to push his agenda more, to collapse this place, to bring martial law. They're trying to chip everybody with that mark of the beast, which written in the scriptures, And that's prideful, man. The Lord called us to, saying that we are led to the slaughter, man. And Esau is the one that's slaughtering you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, us, the Israelites, the most, man. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak lawfully. That's how they are, man. All the injustice and all the unrighteous decrees, these unrighteous laws that they push against our people, man, they don't have no problem with that, man. Even if it is affecting us, physically, mentally, spiritually, causing us to, to be destroyed as a nation, and them being exposed, because the word is bringing it out, of all these devils' plans, ain't a secret anymore, and they doing it, speaking it lawfully, man, and they say that they speak corruptly, wickedly concerning oppression, man. Yeah, what you'll say, man, we bring the fact to these Edomites' face that they are the wicked and all the unrighteous things they done throughout the earth, especially to the Lord chosen people. What they say, man, that was the past. That's prideful, man. They don't want to pay for their sins. Some of them say that's a good thing, because they are the devil. And that's how they're supposed to feel, man. They're supposed to show their true colors. They're supposed to show their true horns, man. Remind you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans that they are our enemies. But the elect men, we know that, man. We know that the Lord gave us the scoop on these devils, man. That they got an agenda to come up against us, man. The reason why they're against us because they are the wicked, that the Bible speak of. And the Lord is going to bring that judgment upon them. This is Psalms chapter 94, verse 20. And it reads, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frame mischief by a law? That throne of iniquity, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frame mischief by a law? Because that was the throne of iniquity, talking about the agenda of Esau, man. Pushing all this wickedness. Because he's the one that's ruling. A throne represents a king sitting on the throne, ruling, man, rulership. And he's doing it by wickedness, man. And the king also make up the laws, man, to govern the citizens. is Canaan, you know. But Esau, he's on the throne framing mischief, man. And I'm looking to that word, look up that word mischief and what it means. And it said by law. So the mischievous laws that Esau pushed, man, it's against the nation of Israel mainly, man. And this is the definition of mischief. And it says, the first definition, the harm, hurt, injury, damage, evil, whether intended or not. The second definition, intentional injury, harm, or damage done by design. God, going back into these laws, man. I'm going to read Psalms chapter 94 and verse 20 again. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frame mischief by law? Come. Well, I look at the word mischief, man, meaning to hurt, to harm, by design. So these devils, through the power of Satan, which Yahweh Shah set up Satan, to put that out there. And they're just doing the bidding of the Lord on the left-hand side, because the Lord controls both sides. And Esau is set up to be the wicked. So through Satan, his being his counterpart, he's framing all these wicked laws to govern wickedness here on the earth, man. And affecting the righteous the most, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. So it's designed, man. That's why they got their agenda, their plans, their new world order. But this is what the scripture says, man. But Esau think he's going to get away. You're going to catch 2/3 of our people, the wicked Israelites, that's not going to come back to Yahweh Shah. That's going to stay trusting in this place. That's going to trust in these idols, these false gods, and staying doing wickedness instead of repenting and believing in Yahweh Shah, believing their heritage the right way, So the Lord is going to give over 2/3 to you Edomites for judgment. Because the Lord is coming back to bring judgment on Israel too. And he's going to use Esau mainly, how he's using Esau now, especially in these last days when all hell breaks loose against you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans in the time of Jacob's trouble, when it's time for 2/3 to catch their judgment, man. But the good thing about that, Israel going to be saved, but the 2/3, right now, going to have to die and come back in the kingdom once the kingdom of Israel is established through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shah. They're going to come back being the offspring of the elect, their children. That's how they're going to inherit the kingdom that's going to be on here on earth after the destruction of America by thermonuclear missiles. But I'm going to go ahead and get back into Psalms chapter 50, verse 16. And it said, but unto the wicked Yahweh say, what hast thou to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? Conquer one part of time. Esau say that the Bible, the Holy Bible, is the law of the land here in America. But the Lord said that, it says, why shouldest thou declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in my mouth, seeing thou hatest instruction and castest my words behind thee? Conquer, they don't really follow they don't follow the scriptures, man. They might pick out certain laws like, stealing, murdering, but they twist it on their way, man, So they don't take the scriptures that they proclaim that the Bible is the standard of America. They take it and they cast it behind them. And you see that in the court system, man. You see it, one of the perfect examples, when a person go to court, where they have the Bible, and that person go on the stand, they say, you got to swear, tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth. And they got to swear putting their hand on the Bible when that's against the scriptures. Because you're not supposed to swear in the Bible, man, or on the Bible. And once they swear in on the Bible, they'll take the Bible, put it aside, and that judge is going to come out with the laws or the jurisdiction of Esau system, man. Not what's going to come out the Bible, man. So they cast the words of Yahweh Shah behind them, When thou, because this place called itself a Christianity country, but they pushing everything against the scriptures, man. Like I said, homosexuality, pedophilia, boys, men sleeping with little boys, man. Little girls that's not past their flower, man, for them to be women, bestiality, all type of wickedness that this American system push and these elites push against the words of Yahweh Shem Shah, the laws. But they claiming that they're a God-fearing country, and the Lord is dealing with them. This scripture proving that the Lord is not. That's it on that. So I'm going to go ahead and get Psalms. Let me see. Psalms chapter 7, verse 11. Yahweh judges the righteous, and Yahweh is angry with the wicked every day. So the Lord is going to bring judgment on the wicked, because he used to say he's wicked with them every day. So don't think that the Lord doesn't see all the wickedness that you Edomites are doing. Like I said earlier, man, he set you up to do wickedness, man, so we can know the difference between good and evil. And you playing out the part of wickedness and being evil, you so-called white people, man, you Edomites, through the rulership or the control through Satan, which, like I say, Satan is under the rulership of Yahweh and Yahweh Shah, So the Lord is about to judge the wicked, and he's wicked with them every day. If he turn not, he will with his sword. He had bent his bow and made it ready. Talking about that war, man. Because there's going to be a third world war that we're heading into now. After that chip just dropped, those that take that chip, the mark of the beast, that's going to lead to them basically marking itself for judgment. For those that take the chip, the mark of the beast, is going to be destroyed by those thermonuclear missiles. The ones of you Negro, Latino, and Native Americans that's not supposed to take that chip, which is written in Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. And it says, if he turn not, he will with his sword. He had bent his bow and made it ready. He had also prepared for him the instruments of death, and he ordained his arrows against the prosecutor. Kind of going to the arrows, meaning the thermonuclear missiles, but that's going to be the main judgment that's going to destroy America and bring down the so-called white man kingdom. He's going to bring this kingdom down, basically having Esau bring his own kingdom down by his main weaponries, his main instruments of death, those thermonuclear missiles. And America is going to be totally destroyed by the hands of Russia, China, Iran, hell, even NATO. That's written in Revelation, the 17th chapter. The beast, NATO, turning on the whore, America, And it's all going to be the will of Yahweh Shem Shah. And also Yahweh Shah is going to come back and fight against these nations' military, what the world call UFOs, the chariots. The Lord is coming back to deliver the elect, but at the same time to bring the so-called white man kingdom down too, man, by those chariots, Like I say, then right after the deliverance and the return of Yahweh Shah, simultaneously, you're going to have those missiles shot off to destroy America. For all the wickedness, man, that America don't push, man, that America stand on. And it says, behold, he traveled with iniquity and had conceived mischief and brought forth falsehood. That's like I say, that's the standard of America, man. Falsehood, lies, mischief, these wicked laws that's mainly against Yahweh Shem Shah, that's contrary to Yahweh Shem Shah and to the Lord's people that he got in captivity up under these falsehoods and these mischievous or mischief laws, man. And remember, I went into the word mischief, man, to hurt, to harm, to injury by design. And it says, he made a pit and dig it, and is falling into the ditch which he made. So the Lord is going to return it on you, man. The same system that you set up, to be against our people. Now the elites, they set up this system mainly, for the so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. But even these heathens that come over here is caught up into this system, man. Because they don't care about these heathens over here, even of their own nation, man. The elites say that they're what? They're going, man, goings, Goyim, or, useless eaters, man. bottom feeders, you know. So all of us is trapped up in the system, but like I say, the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans catch it the most, man. And the Lord don't give a damn about you other heathens, man. Because once this place go down and Yahweh shall return, you heathens gonna go into captivity, starting off with the so-called white man, starting off with you elites, you know, up under the nation of Israel, starting off with the elect. When our kingdom is set up, that's your future, not your new world order. Now the Lord said that you had dig a pit and you falling into it, man. So the same thing, the same way, you thinking that the new world order, your new agenda that you about to bring forth, think it's gonna be a complete, or thinking you're gonna achieve it. The Lord is gonna disappoint you, man. Once Yahweh shall come back and show you that He's the true ruler, He's the Messiah, He's the King of kings and Lords of lords. Not you so-called white people, you Edomites, you elites. And it said, his mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violence dealing shall come down upon his own plate. Come. You know, because the scripture said you reap what you sow, man. You know, so you're going to do wickedness, you're going to reap the benefit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, judgment upon you heathens, man, upon you Edomites, man, you know. So you're not going to get away, Esau. But the Lord said that he that touches you touches the apples of my eye, you know. So all the wickedness that you done did against Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, we the Lord's chosen people. And the Lord is going to revenge us by bringing judgment upon you Edomites and the rest of you heathens. The Lord set his love not on another nation, but only Israel. Let me see. This is the book of Job, chapter 18, verse 7. The steps of his strength shall be straightened, and his own counsel shall cast him down. Come. So the elites, man, you trying to push in this new world order, but you thinking that you a God. You think you the only God, that there's no higher power but you elites. That's what y'all think, man. But the Lord is going to disappoint y'all, man. And your new world order is going to be in straightening, man. It's going to be difficult, you know. And the Lord is going to cast you down by your own counsel, man, because it's full of wickedness. And the Lord is not dealing with that new world order that you're trying to come with, man. But he's going to disappoint you. But he is cast into a net by his own feet, and walked upon a snare. The jinn shall take him by the heel, and the robber shall prevail against him. The snare is laid for him in the ground, and the trap for him in the way. So all that talking about how your new world order is basically a trap, man. You know, the Lord's trapping you, thinking that, and deceiving you, thinking that you so-called white people are the only nation that's going to rule forever, man. Thinking that no harm or no righteous judgment is going to come to you for the wickedness that you done throughout all the years, man. You know, against Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and his people, Israel. But the Lord got you trapped, man. He got you deceived, man. Because soon you think that you about to fulfill your new world order, when you chip everybody, got the whole world in your hand, thinking that, you finally got the complete control of everybody. The Lord's going to disappoint you, like I say, bringing your kingdom down by Yahweh Shah and those angels and those thermonuclear missiles. And the Lord is going to set up the kingdom of Israel. And you devils going to go into captivity, man. You know. Let me see what else I can find out, This is Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 10. Behold, I have made Esau bare, I have uncovered his secret places. He shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbor, and he is not. Kind of going into that the Lord is exposing you, man. By the way of the internet. By the Lord have you leak your own agenda out through these whistleblowers. The ones that was once part of the agenda, but now they portraying you. Like the scripture said, letting your own tongue fall upon you, man. Because now, the majority of this information that brothers have, that we get and we bring it out, is by you so-called white people telling on each other, man, or the heathens telling on you, man. You know, and the Lord gave us that information just to bring it out through the scriptures to warn our people, man. You know, by the ways of the prophets. And it says, lead thy fatherless children, I will preserve them alive, and let thy widows trust in me. Talking about they going into slavery after the destruction of America, man. For all you heathen nations that's not going to be touched by the missiles, or not going to be judged by Yahweh Shah, or the judgment that the Lord is going to bring, they're going to be reserved for slavery. And it's starting off with you elites. For you elites are not going to get destroyed by the missiles, you know. You're going to be the first ones, the first nations, the Edomites that's going to go into captivity. Rather rest alone with you heathen nation once Yahweh shall return and set up the kingdom of Israel. And it says, for they say the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken. That cup talking about judgment of slavery, man. Being slaughtered, man. And who was that cup given unto? The Israelites, the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. And we had to drink of that cup because of our wickedness going against Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You know, all of it is the will of the Lord. You know, like I say, man, to show us good and evil. You know, so we had to drink of that cup. But the Lord said we ain't supposed to drink of it. You know, why? Because we were set up to be the righteous. But like I say, since us going against the law, statute, commandments that the Lord gave to us by the way of Moses and put his covenant on us, and we went against that, the Lord punished us, man. You know, but this is what the scripture said. That's about you Edomites. And it said, for this said the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken, and art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Talking about the Edomites, man. The wicked that the Lord hate, man. He's against you devils, man. But the Lord brought judgment upon his own people that he put his name upon, put his covenant, and gave his law, statutes, commandments to. For us going off, you know, he put that judgment against us. How much more you wicked Edomites, man, you so-called white people and you heathens that the Lord rejected from the beginning, and now you ruling in wickedness and governing over us, man, with your wickedness, man. You know, the Lord said, do you think you're going to go unpunished? You know? And it said, thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. You're going to drink of it what? That judgment that the Lord is going to do, man, to you Edomites, man. You know, the Lord said he's going to take that cup of judgment out off of us and put it on you Edomites. Meaning, when all hell break loose, the Lord totally destroy America and bring the so-called white man, you Edomites, kingdoms down. Like I said, Israel is going to be risen up on top with the Lord Yahweh shall ruling. Then you're going to catch their judgment, man. You know, when our kingdom is set up, man. You know, after you devils over there in Israel get blown up out of that city by the thermonuclear missiles in this World War III, because America's not going to be the only nation or country that's going to get destroyed by missiles. There's going to be many other countries, but the main two is America and Israel, man. Because Israel and America is the most foulest place here on the earth, man. But America is going to be totally destroyed. And Israel, you Jews, you fake Jews, going to be totally destroyed out that land. But it's not going to be a wasteland like America. It's going to be brought back up through the real Israelites, man. Us, man, the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. And we're going to establish our kingdom here on the earth through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And you devils, you Edomites, and the rest of you heathens will have to rebuild the earth, man, through our rulership, man. You being servants under us. So your time is up, Esau, man. Go ahead and make your move. The wrong thing you're doing fulfilling prophecy, no matter how much slandering, propaganda that you coming against us with, man, that you coming up against the men of the Lord, Israel itself as a whole, the devil is going to be put down, man. You Edomites ain't going to survive, man, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. It's the time of your judgment. So brothers and sisters, the ones that's in the faith, the ones that's listening, you know, hoping that this lesson is edifying. You know, till the next time, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone that rule well. Citation to the elect. Till next time, Shalom.